Greetings and welcome to today's video. Thank you for all the returning subscribers. Your subscription and your stay here in this channel is highly and truly appreciated. Thank you very much. And also to the new subscribers, welcome, and I hope that you find the content in this channel uplifting, encouraging, comforting and educative as well. And also to the new subscribers who will be subscribing to this channel, you're highly welcome. So today I'm here to just share a few things with regards to reading, how to support your children reading at home, because professionally and in my career I work as a teaching assistant here in the UK, and having had the opportunity to work with very different diverse groups of children with very able professionals, I've been able to garner experience throughout the years, and I'm happy to share with you what I have gathered. I have been working in education since 2014, so I've got like almost 10 years experience of working in a English education system here in England. So I do hope that what I'm going to be sharing with you will be something of benefit, and maybe if you know anybody who has a child aging the ranges from 3 to 7, please do feel free to share this video with them. They might learn a thing or two from the video. So I'm going to jump straight into the video, and today I'm just going to be sharing about how to support your child to read at home. So basically here in the UK, what they use in terms of teaching their children how to read and how to write is a system known as phonics. So phonics is a method of teaching reading and writing in which words are broken up into their smallest unit of sound. So basically the children will be taught the alphabetical letters from A to Z, but each and every one of those letters has a sound. Okay, so it has a sound. That sound is known as a grapheme, a phoneme. Each letter is associated with a sound, and the sound is known as a phoneme. Okay, so children learn to associate a written letter or group of letters known as graphemes, okay, with each phoneme. So with each letter on the alphabetical order, it has a sound which is known as the phoneme. So children are now able to learn how to be able to identify those sounds by just looking at them. Okay, so that's the grapheme. So sounds are then joined or blended together into words for reading, or conversely, whole words are broken down or segmented into their sounds for writing. So this helps the children in terms of reading and in writing. So once they're quite comfortable with the identification of each sound from each and every alphabetical letter, then that enables them to read and also write. It is the UK's most preferred method of teaching phonics. That is the UK's most preferred teaching method of teaching phonics. Sounds are taught in a prescribed order, starting with right. So the sounds are broken down into phases. Okay, so we've got from phase 2 all the way to phase 6. And the reason why it's broken down into these levels is to enable the children to learn as a through progression. Okay, because it's very important that once they learn through stages, it cements their confidence, their ability to be able to retain that information, and it gives them the ability as well to be able to move on to the other letters and sounds, and empowering them in various ways that they can be using them not only at school but even in their daily lives. Okay, so reading, writing, talking, you know, very many ways that this really helps them. So I'm going to be showing you the phases in which the sounds are taught. So that is what we now call the phase 2, and the sounds come in sets. Okay, they come in sets. So I'll be sharing more on that. So you've got the phase 2, and then they move on. So once they're confident to the phase 2, they move on to the phase 3, and then they move on to the phase 4, and then they move on to the phase 5. So it goes in progression. Okay, and each progression is associated with a certain age group. So it is expected that when a child is at a certain age group, they're able to read, write, and even go into greater depths with that. So what are the benefits of teaching the phonics? Okay, so we're going to be looking at some of the benefits. So children progress through the stages as they are ready. So phase 2 is the lowest. So that's where that's the starting point. Okay, maybe if I can go back a bit, there's phase 1 where they just learn sounds, letters, the alphabetical order, and then of phase 2, now they start reading those sounds. Okay, so it starts from level 1 all the way to level 6. So it helps the children to progress through the stages as they are ready, because also a key important point to note that in the UK teaching system, the children are guided through according to their ability and according to their speed as well. So they move with them and work with them accordingly and adapt their learning to suit their needs at that time. So that is a very big advantage where the UK system has provided education for the children. Okay, so planning ensures progression and coverage. So the teachers ensure that the planning is suitable for the children at that stage and at that point in time. And if not, if the children are still not showing signs of confidence, then they'll still linger on to a certain stage until that stage is fully immersed with confidence, and then they're able to progress to the next level. So children can attempt new words working from sounds alone. So children can use their knowledge that they've learned and apply that into their day-to-day reading and writing and learning as well. It's an overview. Reading and writing becomes practice that are developed hand in hand. So they read and write, read and write, read and write until they now gain they continue to build their capacity to gain more confidence until they master that level. They master the level. Okay, so some of the phonics terminologies that I'm also going to be sharing are like the phoneme, the smallest unit sound in words. So that's the sounds that are found in a word. So for example, a word like sat, we've got s, a, t. Those are the phonemes. The S, A, and the T are the phonemes. Okay, so the grapheme is the written representation of a sound. So if I say S, you automatically know that's an S. If I say A, you automatically know that's an A. And if I say T, you automatically know that's a T. So that is how some of the that's how the phonics is taught as well. And then we've also got the grapheme phoneme correspondence, being able to match a phoneme with the correct grapheme and vice versa. So if I say the word sat, they're able to identify, oh, that's the sound. That's how the sound looks like. So I know the word is sat. Okay, so blending is joining individual speech sounds together to read a word. So for example, like sat. So if they join all those three letters together, they're able now to decode and read the word sat. S-a-t, sat. Okay, segmenting means breaking down words into individual speech sounds to spell a word. Okay, so that's the segmenting. It's like spelling. Okay, the tricky and the common exception words that are not fully decodable meaning you can't sound them out. You just have to know that is how the word is, and it will forever remain like that. It will never change. For example, words like the, was, were, here, words like that. So those are the tricky and they're most common. That's why they're called tricky, common, exception words. Okay, they're very common. We use them in our day-to-day language, in our day-to-day communication, and so that is something that is not fully decodable. You can decode a few letters, but you can't decode its entirety, if you know what I mean. And then we've also got we also teach them how to when now, for example, if they're reading the word sat, like s, at, we've got sound buttons. Okay, so basically, if I can just show you maybe one of the words from this phase, the phase 2. I can just show you maybe one of the words from that phase. A good example of a word I can show you is this one, the word tin. So if you see that, these red buttons here are called sound buttons. So basically, these enable your child to be able to identify the phoneme and the grapheme. Okay, so t, e, n, tin. So they hear all the sounds that make up the word, and then it is sounded out, then blended back together and read out very quickly. Okay, so those are the sound buttons. Yeah, so we've got phase 2. So if I can maybe explain how the progression goes through the stages. So the phase 2 sound that is normally taught when children get to round about the age of 4 to 5. By 4 to 5, the children should be able to learn how to read some of these sounds and some of these words. So that's where it starts. Okay, so the main purpose of teaching the children in this level is to help them to identify the phoneme when shown any word within this level. So the sounds that are normally taught within this level, sorry about that. Oh, there you go. So the sounds that are normally taught within this level, if you can actually, I hope the camera is able to zoom in properly so you can see. These are the set of sounds. Okay, so it starts from set 1, set 2, set 3, set 4, set 5. So in set 1, we've got the SATP. Set 2, we've got the INMD. Set 3, we've got the GOCK, so on and so forth, all the way to set 5. So children are taught these sounds, and each sound has an action. Each sound has an action because the children need something engaging and interactive to be able to remind them what that sound is, and they associate the sound to the action that they've already been taught. So when I say s, they already know that's a s, like a snake. So they identify the sound with the action, and then now they're able to write it down. Okay, so when a child begins to read, they are taken through these sets. They are taken through those sets. So basically, set 1 can last maybe round about like a week. So Monday, Tuesday, you can allocate each sound for each day. So let's say, for example, Monday to Friday. You can say that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then on Friday, you assess them whether they've been able to master those sounds within that set. So when they show confidence and they show ability and they show that they're secure in that set, then you move on to the next set, you keep on progressing until they cover the entire face. So once they cover the entire face, and can I also say, just a quick reminder, that as they are learning how to read these sounds, basically what happens is we allocate reading books according to each set. So for example, if you're teaching your child the set one sounds, so you only give them books that have these sounds. Then that way they're able to continue building their confidence, building up their skill, their knowledge, and they're able to apply their knowledge and they apply their skill, and then that gives them the ability to be secure to move on to the next set. So it's very, very important that as you're working with this group of children, it's your the assessor's responsibility or the teacher's responsibility to ensure that they set up targets and goals that are achievable according to each individual child's ability. That is important to note as well. So that is something that is very key and very important to note. So for example, if I'm teaching my child the sounds within that set, then basically I'm going to give them a book, and this is a book from the Twinkl website. The Twinkl have really made learning very easy, very fun, and they've come up with very useful resources, learning materials that your child can benefit from at home. So if you go onto the Twinkl website, you can be able to download it, and I think there's a monthly pay that you need to be paying monthly or a yearly subscription, and then you're able to access a whole range of learning materials from that website. And it's a website actually that's built by teachers, so it's something that is so useful within the UK education system. So for example, I'm just going to open a page. I hope you can be able to see from there. I've got like Kit and Sam. Okay, so if your child is secure in those sounds, so you give them a book according to that level of sound until they garner confidence and the ability to be able to sustain and feel secure. Then you move them to the next level. So this, you can see even on there, or even at the back, they've said level 2 phonics. So this level 2 phonics matches with all the sounds that you're teaching. So the book goes with the sound. So that's a very big added advantage. So as I keep on learning, as I keep on progressing, as I keep on building that skill, that enables them and empowers them and gives them the independence and the ability to be able to cope with the world that we live in today in terms of reading, writing, which is a very good skill to have in our day and in our time. Well, this has all been for today's video. I do hope that you found this content inspiring and encouraging, and I do hope that you're going to share, like, subscribe if you haven't, and if you know anybody who has a child between the ages of 3 to 7 and they would also like to know more about how they teach the phonics, how the system works, how to support their children at home, please comment in the comment section of this video and I'll be able to answer your questions accordingly. And I also do offer tutoring support services in terms of helping your child to read and write between the ages of 3 to 7. So feel free to comment in the comment section and I'll be going through each and every comment and I'll be able to respond and get back to you. And if you've enjoyed today's video, please do give suggestions as well in the comment section. What other questions you may have within the UK's education system, classroom based, you know, how children learn, all those sorts of questions you can ask me in the comment section, and I'll be able to respond and get back to you. Thank you so much for taking your time to watch this video. Thank you to all the returning subscribers and new subscribers, and also to the people who will be subscribing to this video. Thank you so much, and till next time, bye bye.